The energy that you carry into 2025 could either set you up for massive success or keep you stuck exactly where you are. By the way, I'm Chantel, and in this video, I'm revealing 5 hidden energy blocks holding you back and the simple steps to clear them for good. Trust me, you don't want to take this baggage with you into 2025. I know I don't. Tip number 1 is clearing your space. So when I clear my space, I feel like all the clutter that's in here gets completely gone. I feel like your space, your home, your environment is actually a reflection of what's going on in here. And sometimes the opposite way around. So let's say you've got a messy room, and sometimes it can make what's going on in here feel a little bit messy and make your brain feel a little bit chaotic. Well, clearing all of that up is going to make you feel like you're having a fresh start and starting off the year right. Number 2 is getting rid of clothes that no longer fit you and no longer really serve a purpose in your life. Whenever I hang on to clothes that are too small or too big, I feel like I'm holding on to energy from the past. Let's say you put some weight on and there are some clothes that no longer fit you. Holding on to those can just make you feel bad about yourself and feel like, well, hang on a minute, why am I holding on to this when I can't wear this thing anymore? And it's going to make you feel like you have to put pressure on yourself to lose weight or whatever it is that you're maybe not ready for or you're not in the right headspace for, which is totally fine, by the way. Do everything in your own time. That's what I've learned along my journey as well. Not only clothes, but I found that personally, some of my items or things sometimes have negative energy attachments to them. For example, if there's somebody in your family or friends that you no longer talk to or associate with because you kind of cut them out of your life for reasons that you maybe didn't need them in your life anymore, or they were no longer serving you a purpose, getting rid of items that they've given you is going to get rid of the negative energy that's attached to them. And having any items that you feel no longer resonate with you around your surroundings or in your house, or just holding on to things that you no longer use anymore, can actually have negative energy attachments both to you and to your environment. So getting rid of those will make you feel like you're again having a fresh start and no longer holding on to those things that you feel like you don't really need in your life anymore because you're upgrading yourself all the time. Number 3 is get rid of people from your life who no longer serve you a purpose. I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but stick with me on this one. I'll tell you a story for this one. So there was a friend that I knew and I worked with. And at the time when we worked together, I felt like they were very full on, keeping in touch all the time. And I noticed that they were like this with a lot of other people as well who were in the environment at the time. And then when we were out of that environment, no longer working in that workplace anymore, they kind of fell off or didn't really keep in touch anymore. And I had a little suspicion that maybe they, aren't really for me, not really needing them in my life anymore, didn't really resonate with them. So I bumped into them and, they actually sent me a message afterwards, like trying to start up the friendship again. And I felt like, oh gosh, I should really answer because it's polite and because that's what the old Chantel would do. But then I was like, no, you know what? I don't owe them anything. And you don't owe people that are doing the same thing to you or that you feel you don't need them in your life anymore. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to reply. You don't have to keep engaging with them. I know it sounds harsh, but once you get that inner strength to start doing things like that, it makes you feel strong and confident about the decisions you're making for yourself in your life. And it's easier to kind of move on. So I just ignored that message because I didn't feel like, it's something that I wanted in my life anymore. Number 4 is get rid of instant gratification so that you can focus on achieving everything that you want to achieve. So when you really want to achieve something, there are lots of distractions going on in modern day life. We've got phones with gosh, so many notifications if you let them, take over your life. We've got laptops, we've got technology all over the place. Social media is one of the worst ones for keeping you distracted. Moving into 2025 with discipline in your life to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to wean myself off alcohol if I'm focusing on that or drinking that too much. I'm going to wean myself off too much caffeine if it's making me not feel calm and like my true self. Or perhaps it's video games, too many movies, too much Netflix, etc. It's okay to still have those things in your life, but if you really want to move forward, it's best to move those kind of distractions. For me personally, sometimes I got distracted with playing too many games or watching too much Netflix. So then I thought, right, wouldn't it be great if I kind of rewarded myself at the end of the day with one of these things that I like to do, whether that is playing a video game, watching a movie, reading a book I want to read, even though some books can be very educational, of course. But you get what I'm talking about. What if I just had those on an evening for an hour or two after I got all my important work done and done all the things I needed to do? It's really quite rewarding and can make you feel really good when you do that. So it feels like you're getting a reward and you're achieving that thing rather than just relying on it for instant gratification or an instant dopamine hit. Number 5 is go on nature walks to clear your head before 2025 and really get clear on what it is that you really want. Because sometimes it's hard to know, what do I really want? Is it money? Do I want to make more money in 2025, or is it a little bit more deep than that? Is there something that's calling me? Is there something my soul, my inner self, my inner child really wants out of this year? And when you get into nature, what I find is every time I walk my dog, I have such clarity in my head just by kind of listening to the sounds of birds, just being in greenery, being around trees. Birds are great. They really kind of relax me. So find out what it is that you love about nature, if you do love nature, and maybe it's blue skies. And when you start doing that, even on a daily basis, as a thing to go forward with in 2025, you'll find that the clarity that you get is just amazing. It makes you feel like, wow, I'm out of my home environment, I'm somewhere new, I'm clearing my head, I'm finding out what it is that I really, really want. Or even just not thinking at all while you're doing these things, or even in a meditation, can make you feel like you're taking a step back from your mind, and it allows ideas to flow through you and the universe to kind of work its magic and say, this is the answer to that thing you've been wondering about. If you're interested in watching a video about a game-changing productivity hack that will absolutely launch you into success for 2025, I'll pop that on the screen here. I hope that you have a wonderful new year, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.